think this video needs any other introduction, and if you guys skip it, you're probably a Grinch. What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Araceli and this is Aracelichanyt DIY, where I do a little bit of everything that has to do with Dollar Tree DIYs, hacks, home decor, and always on a budget. And if you haven't already, I would love for you guys to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video, because I have so many amazing DIYs coming up. And while you're at it, after you're done watching this video, go ahead and browse my channel because I have so many super awesome ideas that you may have missed. I know you guys are excited for this, guys, so let's go ahead and jump right in. So I have my bowls from Dollar Tree. Then I have more of these plastic shower curtain rings, and I'm gonna need a total of 5. I was gonna start painting the inside of it with the Dollar Tree acrylic paint, which if you just do like a really light coat on the inside, it's just perfect enough to give it a little hint of color, but I think I'm gonna leave it just as is. And then I'm also gonna use a pool noodle from Dollar Tree, and if I had green, I would use green, but these are about the only ones that I have left. Is that you can find the garland at Dollar Tree. They usually have some that are kind of long. This I purchased at Walmart after the season was over at like 90% off. This is 50 feet in length, so I'm gonna have plenty to go around for other projects too. Now this actually works out perfectly for me because there's a little like star design right there, and it's the same on every single one. So I'm gonna take my hot tool and then just melt the hole right in there. And now you can add that shower curtain ring right through that hole. Now you can take 2 of the bowls and glue them together to make it look more like a bulb. I was gonna do that, but I didn't want to spend that much money on it. And then also there is a little bit of a gap when you put them together, kind of because it's kind of scalloped on the edges, so it might not fit super flush. And I'm just gonna make a slit right here to hold that in there. I'm going to take a little bit of floral wire and just around the middle, I'm going to take it and wrap it around. That way it doesn't move around on me. Okay, and then I left this long strip out. That way I can hide some of this cord when I put it up. Alright, I have this strand of 100 mini lights. I think I bought these at Big Lots. I don't remember. Again, all the Christmas stuff that I buy, stuff like this, I always buy it after the season because that's when I'm gonna get it the cheapest, and I don't mind buying it and then waiting for the next year to use it because that's the way it goes. And here I'm gonna take some floral wire and I'm gonna make a little loop. I'm gonna put it towards the back. And then I'm gonna wrap it around the pool noodle. This is the part that's gonna be a little bit tricky. So I started wrapping the light around the pool noodle. So on that first wrap around, I'm gonna grab the cable, the cord here and here, and then I'm gonna do about 6 or 7 lights, and then I'm gonna zip tie them right here. And then I'll go around again until I get to the next one. And then if you can try to put like a little piece of tape right there so that it doesn't go anywhere. So during the spring, I got these bell cloches from Dollar Tree in the garden section. I don't know if you'll be able to find them or not, but if you do have one in your stockpile, use as many as you want for as many bells as you're gonna make. I swear, I don't know if it's just me in this DIY world that struggles so much with everything. All right, so the stickers on these are so bad. Like, they're like not even coming off. So I'm gonna go spray this down with some cleaning spray, and I'm just gonna let it soak for a little bit so I can get as much of the stickiness off as I can. This is redonks, man. For the paint, I'm going to use this Rust-Oleum in Hunter Green, and I would actually highly recommend having one of these Krylon like sprayer things, because if you just spray it with the nozzle, sometimes it comes out super thick and it drips, and this will prevent it from dripping. I'm hoping, I think this is on its last leg, so I'm hoping it'll work. Now you guys are gonna notice I use a lot more stuff than just Dollar Tree. I try to stick with a lot of Dollar Tree stuff, but when I don't, I usually thrift or I purchase stuff on Amazon. Some of my tools and supplies you can find in my Amazon storefront, link down below. I'm going to take a couple of these shower rings from Dollar Tree. These are just the plastic acrylic shower curtain rings. And I'm going to paint these with some black acrylic paint. Or actually, this is chalkboard paint. I was going to spray paint them, but if I just give it a nice little coat of this chalkboard paint, it's going to dry off really well. I have these bell ornaments from Dollar Tree. I also wanted to use white nautical rope, but I don't have any on hand, so I'm just going to use this regular nautical rope, some Dollar Tree ribbon, and then I'm just going to take some greenery. This is more of like a Christmas greenery that I'll use, and then just use what you guys have, but I'm going to be using some little pine cones. To attach these bells to that bell, I'm going to be using some floral wire. So the cloche does have a little twist thing at the top, and you twist it so you can open it, and then that's where I'm going to put the bell through. And then I guess it depends on how far down you want it.
Merry Christmas, baby. Reindeer's coming out to play. Santa Claus is packing the presents, making sure you've been behaving okay. Merry Christmas, honey. Yeah. The snowman's dusting off his hat, putting on the show for everybody, to give them a smile that lasts another year.
On the square one, I'm just going to detach part of it. So I'm literally just attaching these two pieces together because I realized that this is a little bit wider than this was. So I'm just going to layer them a little bit so it's a little bit more put together. Mini set of the lights from Dollar Tree and then attach them inside of the candy cane shape. Should be just enough to go around.
Merry Christmas, baby. The snow is laying.
Then just when you're going around the wreath, make sure that you kind of pull it so it's nice and tight and it doesn't get loose, because this mesh material is a little hard to work with sometimes.
Now wish upon a falling star, so all your secret dreams can come true. There's something that happens when sleigh bells are ringing, when December is, when the children are singing.
Alright, so the two bottom pieces, I'm just going to bend a little bit because I still want to keep them nice and wide since this is going to be the bottom part of the snowman. But I still want it a little bit rounded. So just bend it a little.
Merry Christmas, baby.
So the bottom piece is just attached by the two sides right here. All right, so that's the bottom piece. Now the second tier, you're gonna fold this one just a little bit more, just to make it a little bit more rounded, and you're gonna do the same with the second one. So as you can see, this one's gonna overlap a little bit more, and that's okay. That's exactly what we want. And then just add the zip ties here on the side as well. I actually found this bicycle wheel wreath ring that I'm gonna place underneath the bottom piece, and then that way that stays out nice and wide, and then I don't have to worry about it shifting or anything like that. So one side is going to be a little bit more wonky than the other, so figure out which one you want to be the front of your snowman and work on that side, right? So I think for me this one seems a little bit more full. Let's see. This part seems a little bit more full. So this is going to be the back end and this is going to be the front end. And so then I'm going to put the second piece on top according to that. Okay, I'm going to try to keep this one as put together as I can. Obviously I just messed it up, but I think it'll still work. It's just a matter of messing with it a little bit. You guys see, every time I try to do something, I mess it up. And that's about how I'm going to want it anyway, like right around there. Alright, so the last piece is going to go right here. Leave the stump right here of the pumpkin or the fake stump wreath right underneath, and that's going to keep it a little bit more firm on here. And I guess one thing that I have to remember is that snowmen are not perfect, so mine does not have to be perfectly round. And if it looks like it's melting a little bit, that's even better, right? Alright, I have this set of mini lights from Dollar Tree. It has 20 mini lights and it's 5 feet long. So just attach this to the back because that's going to give you a little bit more length to plug it in, depending on where you put it, I guess. I don't know if you might need like an extension cord or something like that. But I am going to take another zip tie to just attach it here to the bottom. All right, and then the rest of it can just be thread through the middle. And then you can add more lights if you'd like, but I just have this one available, so that's what I'm going to do. All right, and that's literally enough length to go through the bottom, the middle, and the top. And here at the top, I'm going to bring the light over and zip tie it again. For all the other content that doesn't make it onto this channel, first make sure you guys check out my socials at Aracelichanyt DIY.
Merry Christmas, baby.
Alright, so I'm going to tie this first here at the bottom. Alright, so I think the bottom piece is going to be the most difficult part, because if you do it too low, it tucks in all the way at the bottom. And then if you do it too high, it just kind of comes up. So just try to wrap it as well as you can here at the bottom. And just so you guys know, I started out with 3 rolls of mesh, but that was not enough, and I ended up using 6.
Something that happens when something's that happens when December ends, December ends, yeah. Oh, it's Merry Christmas, baby. Merry Christmas, baby. It's Merry Christmas now.
Oh, I feel like at this point I'm just going to town on this thing with the mesh. Even though I was trying to not spend a certain amount of money, I think I had extra mesh. So I'm just gonna keep wrapping until it looks like a mummy snowman. So I feel like it's easier to just kind of twist once you get to a certain point. That way it changes the direction of the mesh and it doesn't like stick out. Ooh, I don't know, you guys. I don't know what I'm doing right now. We're just going with it. All right, I also have this Dollar Tree scarf, and this one is just kind of flat on the end. I'm gonna take my scissors and start cutting some strips here.
No, I can't wait for the weekend. Waking up next to you. We'll be sharing our secrets, making dreams come true.
I was gonna make a hat, but instead I'm gonna make some earmuffs. And you could go the easy route and get some from Dollar Tree, make work for myself. So you could literally just get some earmuffs from Dollar Tree, but here I am making some instead just because I have material and I don't have earmuffs from Dollar Tree. And to be honest with you, I actually looked for some today and I couldn't find any. So I'm just gonna go for it. Now I just took a Dollar Tree mat that I had already here, and this I'm gonna use to create the top of the headband or of the earmuffs. I'm also gonna cut out the eyes, the buttons, and all that with the same material.
We'll tumble round in the snow, and my heart's going boom, boom, boom. You're so beautiful. What a night. Can you feel it too? Girl, I won't let you go. When the sky comes alive, let's have a jolly holiday. Holiday. Let's have a jolly holiday.
Listen, all this other stuff that I'm doing is like extra stuff that I had. So here we go. 2 bowls from Dollar Tree, as well as these really comfy socks. And I'm gonna use one, let's see, put the bowl right in there.
Holiday. Yeah. Haven't seen you in so long, though we text every day, and still my feelings are so strong. How I missed your face. Let's have a toast for the lovers. We'll tumble round in the snow, and my heart's going boom, boom.
All right, this poor snowman. Okay, so I'm gonna take my scarf here, just wrap it around and try to cover up this wonky neck as much as I can. And then where's the back? Okay, there's the back. Let's go ahead and cover that up. Just twist it a little bit. All right, I am going to put some glue up here a little bit. And then here goes with the earmuffs. Look what I found, a Dollar Tree carrot, and I'm gonna attach it right.
You're so beautiful. Can you feel it too? Girl, I won't let you go. When the sky comes alive, let's have a jolly holiday.
All right, so he looks super cute. Just don't look at the back. It reminds me of, hey, you guys. Big back, big back. All right. I'm going to take the candy cane, and I actually thought since this guy does not have arms, the candy cane's going to go perfectly right here. So I'm just going to open this up just a tiny bit, and I'm going to attach it with, guess what? Another zip tie. I'm going to attach it like sideways like this, so it looks like it's holding it, but this cable right here is not long enough to go all the way around. So the way I'm going to plug this in is by stacking it. So I'll put this and this together and then plug it in. So if you want to like put it this way and then kind of work the cable in somehow, you can do that, but but I'm just going to leave it to the side instead of crossing it over because of that.
Jolly holiday, holiday, holiday. Can't wait another year. Just talking on the phone, I'll make you feel at home. Oh, when I got you by
A pack of bamboo skewers from Dollar Tree. These are the very long ones. You're going to be measuring around your door frame. So for example, on mine, I'm going to need a 3 for the sides. So I have 1, 2, 3, and then I have 2 for the top, and then I'll do another 3 on the opposite side. For the top corners, you're going to want to zip tie like crisscross, and then you're going to be able to stand it up. I want it to not be as flimsy, double it up or use something else, but This is what I'm going with. I have a bunch of these wooden snowflake decor pieces from last year and this year, and each of these strands comes with 4. And there's different shapes. So I have this one that's a little bit more rounded, and this one that's a little bit more, oh, that was broken. That's a little bit more straight. So I will let you guys know how many pieces I'm gonna need. So for my colors, I'll use the white from Apple Barrel, and then I have scarlet, deep green, and light green, which is like a Grinch green from Dollar Tree. And then to that, I'll also add some glitter. It'll be gold and silver. So it stands up like, I mean, it's not going to stand up. It's nice and flimsy, but the point of the skewers were to create a frame for it. You can add garland to the back if you'd like, or you can hang it up just like that. I got a little lazy and didn't paint the skewers, but I think it looks great. You can't even really see them. You can add lights, you can add garland, you can even hang little ornaments from it. I think this is super cool. I'm going to be taking some Walmart foam board, and these were 50 cents each. At Dollar Tree, of course, it's going to be $1.25. The size of this is 20 by 30. I'm going to mark the halfway point here. So at 10 inches, I'm going to put a little mark. And then here on the sides, we'll go ahead and mark the 12-inch mark. And so I'm going to place it where those two dots align. Let's go ahead and add some more hot glue on the inside crease to give it a little more reinforcement. All right, so I'm gonna take this Dollar Tree window decor and I'm gonna use it as a stencil. I'm gonna cut out some windows and then I'm also gonna trace out a door. And then with an X-Acto knife, I'm gonna cut out the windows. This is what it looks like once my pieces are cut. These are about 6 inches wide, so I got the sides, the bottom. I'm also gonna make the top as the roof. It's gonna be a little bit longer and wider. All right, so I cut the roof, and I did go the 20 inches, but then I took about 1.5 inches off. And then I'm also going about 7.5 inches wide. That way it overlaps a little bit. So I'm going to take a really good amount of this acrylic paint from Dollar Tree. This is in deep brown. And then I'm also going to mix some silver glitter inside of it. And you're going to take a good amount of add a little bit of water in it also. Also gonna add a little bit of gold glitter as well to see if that comes through a little bit more. You know what I like about this acrylic paint too is that it dries fairly quickly. It's not bubbling up, it's not peeling the paper over the foam. Okay, I'm really hoping I don't mess this up. So I'm going to use some all-purpose caulk from Dollar Tree, and then I'm going to use my caulk gun. And I also actually have this frosting kit from Dollar Tree. I was going to try to transfer the caulk into here, but I think I'm just going to take the tip and then glue it to this tip. That way I can get the design I need. Worst case scenario, I'll have to paint it, but we'll see how this works. I got it during Valentine's Day, and it does have several different tips. I did in fact F it up a little bit. So I was trying to do the little shingles and then it all went haywire. And then I tried to wipe it off and then I made a big old mess. So then I thought, okay, I'll just rub it in and make it textured snow, but it looks awful. So instead what I'm gonna do is take some of this Dollar Tree like snow. I'm taking this off. I would 100% rather use paint than that. It doesn't really match. It's all puffy. I don't like it. So took it off and then I guess I'll figure out what I'm going to do after. So I'm going to use some of this Dollar Tree pom-pom trim. I'm going to take this really pretty fabric that I found at Dollar Tree and I'm going to wrap it around the noodle. So just cut enough to go over and just inside. I don't want it too bulky in here because I don't want it to stick out too much, and literally just hot glue it together. Okay, this is definitely going to work a lot better if you have like thin ribbon. This is the only one I have right now. No problem though. What I'm going to do is take a big strip of it and then I'm going to fold it in half.
Merry Christmas, baby. Reindeer's coming out to play. Santa Claus is packing the presents, making sure you've been behaving okay. Merry Christmas, honey. Yeah. The snowman's dusting off his hat, putting on the show for everybody, to give them a smile that lasts another year. There's something that happens when sleigh.
Now if you just leave one little light out here, it'll hold it from falling in all the way.
When December is, when the children are singing, yeah. It's Merry Christmas, baby. Ooh, yeah. There's room at the table for big and for small. All the fire is popping.
And you already already know if you like the shorter version videos and the reels, you guys got to make sure to follow me on my socials at Aracelichanyt DIY. So I bought a total of 4 of the egg-shaped wreath forms. I thought these were the perfect shape to try to create the limbs. And then I have the round one for the head. I don't know what I got this one for. I'm gonna set that one down. And then I got 2 cross-shaped ones also. 2 cross wreath forms, and I'm gonna just put them like right into the top of the head, and I'm gonna crisscross them a little bit. So they're not gonna be straight, they're gonna be at an angle. And with the egg-shaped forms, you're gonna create the limbs, so the arms and the legs. Now, you can see that this has 4 rings on it. I'm gonna take the very last one off to make it a little bit slimmer, and then you can actually you can try to reshape the wreath form by like pulling it in. So then you pull it in, and then at the end, you're gonna wanna try to flatten it as much as you can, if you can. One arm up, and then one arm down. So the other one will go down here, the legs will go here. And the extra piece of wire that I'm taking from here, I'm going to create like the leg. So once I start attaching all of these together with zip ties, then I'll attach this one right here. Now, if you head to the automotive section at Dollar Tree, you're gonna find a bunch of these nylon cable ties, whether they're small or bigger. I think you get more bang for your buck if you go for the smaller ones, because you get 60 in a pack, and then you can find black and white, and I'm gonna use the black ones. I just slid the wreath form right into the round one, and I'm gonna zip tie that right there.
The snow is laying 2 feet deep.
On this part, I'm gonna try to explain it as best as possible. So one of the outside rings from the egg wreath, I'm going to bend and fold, and then I'm going to put it right in the center of the chest area here, and I'm going to bring it down, and of course I'm going to zip tie that as well, and I'm going to try to tighten it as best as I can because I want it to be nice and tight. Now this wire, you're going to bend as much as you can, about halfway down, so right about there, and then you're going to bend it this way, almost as if you're making a skirt. And you guys will see why here in a minute. Okay, now you're just gonna put it around the wreath form here, come back and twist it. And then you'll do the same on this end. So on this one, you're gonna keep all 4 rings, right? And then I bent it and it broke from the bottom. So I feel like that's gonna be even better, because I'm gonna try to make, like, flatten this out and then push it out to make it look almost like it's a foot. And then right here, that's where that the V is gonna come out. So like where the legs kind of come apart, like right about there. You'll just have to play around with it depending on how you want to make it look.
The snow is laying 2 feet deep. Now wish upon a falling star, so all your secret dreams can come true. There's something that happens when sleigh bells are ringing, when December is, when the children are singing, yeah. It's Merry Christmas, baby. Ooh, yeah. There's room at the table for big and for small. The fire is popping, the chestnuts are cracking, yeah. Merry Christmas, baby. There's something that happens when something that happens when December ends, when December ends, yeah. Oh, it's Merry Christmas, baby. Merry Christmas, baby. It's Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. It's Merry Christmas, baby. Yeah. It's Merry Christmas, baby.
All right, I hope you guys can see it. So we have one arm up, one arm down. We got the legs. I know it's kind of hard to see, but oh my gosh, he looks super cute. I'm going to use some boxes to create the back of this, and I did Poshmark. I have hundreds of boxes, so I'm going to use it. I'm gonna recycle it, and like I said, I have 2 large boxes here, just 2, and I'm going to use it as the back. Then I also have a box here that has like the, I don't know what you call it, but it has like the stuff in between the cardboard. And so I'm just going to cut the strips off of this box, and then we're going to go around the gingerbread man. I like this one because it's pretty flexible. And then I'm just going to cut all the strips that I can from this box and glue it. I think this is actually going to be perfect. For all of the tools and supplies that are not from Dollar Tree, you guys make sure that you check out my Amazon storefront, linked in the description. Alright, here is our form, and you know what? You could actually just make this out of cardboard if you'd like to make it look more like an actual gingerbread man, if you want to paint it and stuff, but here's our little guy. Let's see if it stands up. Yeah, it stands up. All right. For this whole part right here, I used one entire glue stick, so it's not bad. It goes a long way. All right, I'm going to make this part a little bit more simple. Instead of hot gluing the frame on top of this, I'm going to take a screwdriver, and then I'm just going to make some holes. And everywhere I add those holes, I'm going to attach a zip tie. There is a little bit of an opening that I'm going to push the plug through, and then that way you can plug it in wherever you'd like. And then I'm going to go about there. I actually have a different strand of Christmas lights where if you want to keep a Dollar Tree, feel free to use these. So if you have just like a strand of Christmas lights hanging around, I would do that. And I know it may not seem like it, but creating the body was the least amount of time that I took on this project, and it really actually did not take me that long, okay? What took me the longest was wrapping it with that friggin' mesh that I hate so much. Right over here on the tip of the head, I'm gonna make a hole because I'm gonna attach the hat, and I want that to be lit as well, but I don't want to make it until after I'm done wrapping this, and then I'm gonna attach it at the top. So just putting a hole right there. I'm gonna thread some lights through, that way it'll go on the hat. You're probably going to need at least 2 bags of the zip ties because I think I used most of the black ones. Alright, so this string light was literally perfect. It went all the way around. So I started right here. I went up, down to the leg, up around the arm, up around the head, and then I also have some sticking out. Back around the head, around the arm. The only thing is that I was only able to find this goldish mesh. I couldn't find any brown, but I'm trying to see if I might be able to like paint over it or something. But for right now, this is what it's gonna have to be. And then this mesh is hard to work with. I already kind of shared that with my snowman, but you're just gonna have to go for it, okay? Just wrap as much as you can, sort of like a mummy. And then if you want to first, you can like put one layer up this way or like layer around first. I'm gonna play around with it and then I'll see what's easiest for me. what it should be looking like. Okay, it's not going to be very pretty from the back. Don't mind the back. If you can, just put it against the wall or something. It looks very much like a mummy gingerbread man, and it looks like in some spots it might be missing a little bit of coverage. I used a total of 6 of the mesh rolls. You can use more if you'd like. I'm just going to keep it the way it is. So I used 5 on the body, 1 on the head, and I had to do a bunch of like crisscrossing here on the chest, but you can see that maybe you might need just a little bit more coverage on the legs or the face, and I'm not too worried about it. So we're going to keep it like that. For now, I'm going to be using this bicycle wheel ring. So I'm going to cut right here to make it into the shape of a bow. If you grab it from where you're threading it, and then just let it go through. Alright, when you're done with it, just go ahead and twist it so that the wire doesn't come out. And then you can cut it. Okay, so for the hat, I'm going to use a Dollar Tree wastebasket, and this is exactly the shape that I want it to be. As you can see, it kind of tapers up or tapers down, whatever way you want to say it. And then this is the width that I'm going to want the top, or like the rim of the hat. So I'm going to take some foam board and just trace out a couple of pieces. So I'm going to cut out 2 pieces of the foam board and glue them together. Still have this Dollar Tree mat that I was gonna cut and glue. I got a little ahead of myself and I glued the basket to the foam board before time. Just stuff the rest of the mesh into the hat, and then I am going to take 1 zip tie, and at the very end, because I hate this stuff, if you guys haven't noticed, I absolutely hate it, so I'm going to use a zip tie to hold it together. And I think I have, let's do a black one. Cute! I think I might add a little ribbon here. All right, so now I'm gonna thread the lights into the hat. And then I actually ended up moving the hole from the very top to the side so the hat's a little bit tilted. And just be careful with the lights, because sometimes if they do come loose, you might lose a light and it'll affect the other lights as well. So always double check your lights also when you're working with something like this. And then if you can, try to get a zip tie in there also to hold the lights up. All right, I think I'm gonna end up making a couple holes right up here so I can put another zip tie and hold it from the wreath ring right here, because I don't think the hot glue is gonna be strong enough to hold this and the lights. It might, but I don't want it to fall over and then it's gonna like fall apart. Grinch without a Grinch tree. So I went to Dollar Tree and I picked up 3 of these white trees. This is so out of order. I already finished the Grinch. I started that one first. I finished Max. I started that one second. And then now I'm making the tree. But you guys are going to see the tree first. Then you're going to see Max. And then you're going to see the Grinch. And then you're going to see it all together. I'm completely out of white zip ties. So I'm just going to use black. So I'm going to take this part right here. And then I'm gonna place it right next to the top of this tree. And I'm gonna zip tie these together. And I'm gonna do the same thing for the third one. And then on the top, I did actually like bend it a little bit. It's metal, so it probably just bent a little bit, which is fine because that's exactly what I want. By putting it on this side, it's gonna make it go that way as well. So it's zip tied right here. And then zip tied right there. And then I'm just gonna fluff it up. Oh my gosh. So I don't have any spray paint. I don't wanna go spend $10 on one. So I'm gonna use a light green acrylic paint from Dollar Tree. So I have my paint right there. I'm gonna wear some gloves and I'm just gonna go at it. All right, that's it. That took about 5 minutes. Yeah, no, I don't think I'm gonna add lights. And then I am gonna decorate it just a little bit. Just remember that I got this gift sack from Dollar Tree as well. And so I think I'm just gonna stuff it probably with like paper and stuff. What about putting the tree inside of the bag? Okay, so I decided to put a box inside of the bag. And then I ended up putting the tree in there because I feel like it just looked a lot better in there because it looked kind of puny next to these guys. I'm the frugalest of frugals, and when I see price tags like this, I'm just like, there's no way in heck, so I'm gonna go ahead and make it myself. And even though it may not look exactly like what I saw, I would be super proud to say that I made it instead of paying this amount of money on it. You're gonna raid the wreath section at Dollar Tree. There are some of my Dollar Trees that have very little wreath forms left. And then there's other Dollar Trees that still have a bunch. To start this one out, we're going to use one of these wreath forms in the shape of an egg. I have to do this because it's all back in the background and you can hardly see. And then a round wreath as well. These are the bigger ones that they have at Dollar Tree. And you're also going to use some cardboard boxes, foam board, any thicker material like this. On this one, I'm going to take off the 2 rings that are on the outside. I don't know why sometimes it's easier to cut than other times. Other times I barely have to squeeze it and it gets cut, and then next time I have to like, and I have carpal tunnel, so that becomes a little bit difficult sometimes. See, like that one came off really easy. This is the picture that I'm going off of right now, and you guys can see that it's kind of rounded at the top. It goes out a little bit and it comes. I'm not going to get it exactly like this because that's going to be hard, but I am going to try to shape it as much as I can. So this is as close as possible as I'm going to get it because it is going to start to break on you, but that's okay. So if there's any pieces that do break on you, you can just take some zip ties and reattach them. And all of these zip ties are from Dollar Tree. Normally I get the ones that are a little bit longer like this. These have about 60 pieces in the packet, but I went to Dollar Tree today and they were all out, so I had to get the little ones like these. And there's about 100 in each pack, and you're gonna need a lot of zip ties for this video. Body is a little bit more like, I don't know, like a oval square. I don't know how to describe it. So I'm gonna start kind of pushing this one together to create that body. If you squeeze hard enough, it's gonna start breaking on you, so just be careful when you're doing it. That way you don't like stab yourself with a wire. Okay, so on the outer rings, I'm gonna take about this much off of it because I'm gonna create the neck with this one. So I'm going to attach this one to the body, like right about there, and then the head will be attached right about here. So there's my form right here. I'm going to put it on top of the cardboard box, and I'm just going to go ahead and trace it and then cut it out. Okay, so here's my doggy form, and now I'm going to take a little bit more of that cardboard and I'm going to wrap it around half and then just do it that way. Alright, so there's the body with the trim, or the edge, I guess, and then I just took some brown acrylic paint and then painted the edges inside. That way you don't see any of the white inside or out when you wrap it with the mesh. So now I'm going to take the body and place it on top here. And then with a small screwdriver, I'm just going to make some holes on the sides. And then I'm going to take my zip ties and just put them all together. And this is literally the same steps that I took with that giant gingerbread man, the light up gingerbread man. I don't know if you guys missed it. If you did, looks like this, and I'm going to link it down below. So we'll put the holes on the side. So just basically do that. Take the zip ties and then zip tie the frame to the border here. And that's literally it. I'm going to be taking 2 of these 5 feet mini lights. If you guys can find the 20 feet, I would highly recommend that because it's only $3. And you guys can see there's quite a bit of cord left on this without lights. So this is what's going to go towards the back. That way I can plug it in. I could not find enough of these when I went. I did find 4 of these darker brown ones, but he's more tan than brown. And this is all I have of these, and they're not even the same color. One's a little bit more orangey than the other. So I don't know which one's gonna be. I feel like this should be enough. And if it's not, then oh well. I was working with this mesh. I absolutely hate it. And the key to it is to stay patient and don't lose your mind and just wrap like a mummy. I don't know if I'll have enough. I might have to do the darker brown one, because at least I have 4 rolls of that. Maybe what I can do is just take that mesh and just kind of go over it. These are going to be the back legs. These are going to be the front. And then the clover wreath form that I was trying to figure out, I actually decided to use this as the antler that he carries at the top of his head. So I'm just gonna cut it right around here, and then I'm gonna wrap this in the darker mesh. For the face, I did go ahead and print out one that's like about the same size as the actual face. And I'll be using the Dollar Tree felt to cut out the eyes, the eyebrows, the mouth, and the little nose. All right, I'm gonna take one of these little Dollar Tree cups and then I'm gonna cover it with the mesh, and this is gonna be the snout. I have one of these Dollar Tree fabric squares, and I'm gonna cut it, and this is what I'm gonna use to create his collar. Ah, I don't like it. I don't like that. I don't like it. And then the ears on the picture are like straight. They are probably this color, and they're a lot longer than this fur. Oh my gosh, that was a mistake. I will never buy that again. The mesh and the faux fur. Holy smokes. So, like everything else, I'm just going to make it out of cardboard and then attach it. Whew. Tell you what, I feel like the dog was a lot more effort than the Grinch. If you do decide to make it, then you can take everything I've messed up on, delete that, and then just do it right the first time. Right? Easy enough, easy enough. I like that better than the faux fur. Through the hole that I made at the top, I'm gonna thread a zip tie. I'm gonna grab my little antler here, and we're gonna zip tie that. I'm just gonna make sure that it actually goes through to the wire. I'm hoping that this will keep it up. And then for the lights, I'm just gonna stick the light through the mesh, but if I need to, I can also attach a zip tie to the back. But I think it should be okay. Content that doesn't make it onto this channel first, make sure you guys follow my socials at Aracelichanyt DIY. So for now I have 4 of these cross wreath forms, so total of 4. I also have one of these large pumpkin wreath forms, and then one of these egg-shaped wreath forms as well. So for the Grinch, I'm going to start from the bottom up, and I'm going to take that first cross wreath, I'm going to leave it to where it looks like a leg, so it's going to go down and then the foot right here. It's a little bit hard to tell with the lines on here, but the leg's a little bit wider, and then I made this more into a shape of a foot, and usually it's pointy, but I guess I'll do that after I start decorating it. All right, so I have both legs here, and then the pumpkin wreath form is going to be the stomach. The Grinch has a little bit of a pot belly, and using zip ties, I'm going to attach them. Okay, so now after taking off the top part, you guys will see that I cut right here on the right side, and I only left one of the prongs attached. So this one is gonna be bent down just a little bit like this. Attach these two together like that, and this one is gonna be bent down a little bit too, like this. Okay, so right up here, we're gonna do it not straight, but a little bit at an angle. And we're gonna do zip ties here, and then up here on the 2 pieces that meet. So to make sure that it doesn't slip and slide too much, I just go ahead and crisscross the zip ties across the frame. The Grinch's head is a little bit wider towards the bottom and kind of flat. I feel like if anything, it's probably already pretty close to the shape of his head, so I'm not gonna mess with it too much because I don't want to break any of the pieces off the wreath. Alright, so the head is attached to one of those pieces, and then this one's gonna be attached to the shoulders here. Alright, I think I might crisscross 2 pieces instead of just the one. That way it doesn't look like he has a little chicken neck, which he does, but I don't know, maybe for support of the actual structure, I might make it a little bit wider. Alright, so I think to make it work a little bit better, I am going to use just an extra cross wreath that I had. So in total, there's going to be 5 cross wreaths that you need. The extra piece of this one is still cut already like an L or a backwards L. I'm going to take that and then I'm going to attach it right here at the end and then put it towards the body, because you know how the Grinch has his arms like on his hip. So I'm going to do that. And then taking the other pieces from the other crosses, I'm basically just going to recreate this on that side. Alright, so this is how I attach this arm. Attached it right here. Then I'm just going to attach all of these together with the zip ties. Alright, here's another reason things take me a lot longer.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I gotta take a little break. Alright, we're back, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna knock over my camera again. Alright, we got the body. So, again, we start with the legs, go with the belly. I know you guys may not be able to see it perfectly. Got the torso, the arms, the neck, and the head. And standing up, this guy is literally almost as tall as me. I used to do a lot of shipping and receiving through Poshmark, so I have tons and tons of boxes available to me. So you could use a utility knife or you could use scissors to cut it out. I am going to paint the inside of this, so I'm going to use these Dollar Tree acrylic paints, and we're going to use Scarlet and Light Green. Alright, so the painting literally took a couple minutes. I'm going to let it dry all the way on the edges just because I'm going to be using some hot glue. Projects like this one require a ton of hot glue. Now, if you guys check out my Amazon storefront, you're going to find the links to more tools and supplies that I use when creating my DIYs and making my videos, and I highly recommend you guys checking out the bulk box of woodworking glues. It's like a 10-pound box. Definitely one of the items that I highly recommend you guys having if you like to craft a lot. Our frame is done. This took me about 35 minutes, but this is what he's gonna look like. And I did paint the inside of the sides, the green and the red also, just a little bit, not too much. I mean, I'm really not too worried about it. Is make a hole. So I'm gonna have at least a few of the legs coming up that way. It's done. You can see it's easily picked up. It's not flimsy, wobbly, or anything like that. And then now I'm gonna take these mini lights from Dollar Tree. These are the 100 count. They're 21 feet long, and these are $3. Maybe like a foot and a half. Yeah, just a good amount of length so that I can actually plug it in. And then of course I'm gonna zip tie it. String light was just enough for about half of this Grinch, and I think I'm going to do another one that's the same length. So I started right here, I went up around the arm, up around the head, around the arm, and I just kind of crisscrossed right here. So I'm going to do the other one to where it goes down the legs. It's going to go probably back up through the face and the body just to light it up a little bit more. I have a conundrum though. So if I stand him up, he's gonna tip forward. Oh, you know what? Dang it. So there's a little metal piece right here that's keeping this one a little bit more balanced, and I cut it too much on this one. So I guess what I'm going to do is probably glue some blocks in the front. I guess I'll show you guys once I'm done. Probably need 2 for the head. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Worst case scenario, I'm going to have to make it stretch. So after wrapping it around the leg, I brought it over the belly, and to make sure that it doesn't move around, I just zip tied it. And then I did the same on this other side, so at least it gives a little bit of coverage to these sides. I can tell you right now that this is probably going to be one of the last big Christmas decorations that I make, simply because I hate this mesh. I am tired of it scratching up my arms and my hands. My hands are so dry. But also because I'm literally running out of space in the garage until I decorate outside, which is not going to be for a little while. But yeah, I think that for the most part, this is going to be one of the last big ones. Maybe. I might change my mind. And I do have more Santa hats, but they're not like this. So I was thinking of taking 2 of these and then cutting them and putting them together to create like a bigger one. Okay, this is the only way that it's gonna fit around the head, and you guys can see, you can still see a little bit of the cardboard box, and then I couldn't cover it all the way up here because I was gonna add the hat. So I'm gonna take that section of lights and I'm gonna try to put these all the way to the top, and then that's gonna help keep the hat propped up a little bit. And then I am gonna hot glue this to the sides. So I was gonna do mesh around for the collar and the bottom, but I don't think I wanna do that. So instead I'm gonna be using this glitter drape from Dollar Tree. And then I cut out one piece. I'm going to double it over, then I'm going to cut around like a collar right here. Oh, okay, don't do that. You know those little pink silicone things that I'm wearing? Keep them on. Look at this. I feel like I've seen someone share fur from Dollar Tree. That's like the lime green. That's literally like Grinch fur. And I went to several Dollar Trees. I could not find it on my own, and I didn't want to spend money, like extra money, on it anywhere else. That, you know, if it was gonna be a little bit more expensive. Ooh, this one's a little bit bigger than that one, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and do that. Ah! Dang it! All right, I gotta find my little silicone thing. That's literally like the 5th time. Now I'm gonna make the face. Went online, searched the Grinch face, and then I just printed it out as big as I could. And then I also have felt sheets from Dollar Tree that I just picked up today. I don't know, something looks off about his eyes, but I'm just gonna keep doing it. He looks you know what, whatever, I'm just gonna go for it. All right, he's not falling over, so I just attached one of the mesh rolls and I flattened it, and then this one doesn't have anything, so I'm just gonna glue that one there. This may be the Christmas video that tops all of my Christmas videos so far, but I still have some really fun stuff, so make sure you guys stay tuned. And you're a real Grinch if you say you didn't like this video, because I know you did. Make sure you guys leave me a thumbs up, leave any questions or comments down below, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!